Hello, it's Monday again. We did it. 1 week of vlogging in the books. And by the time that you see this, it will have already been posted. Maybe something else. We're going for it. It feels fun. I'm following the fun, which in this world, sometimes that's the only thing that's going to keep you hanging on and make sure that you can still show up for the other people of this world. So yes, it's Monday. Kids at school. I've worked out. I was so proud of myself because I decided to make this cute little protein crumble that I saw on TikTok. But I didn't realize, obviously it's a crumble. You need to bake it for a little bit. So it was in the oven. It's going to be 30 minutes. And I was like, you know what? We're going to go do a 20-minute workout. And I did. And right as I was finishing up, the crumble was done. Topped it with a little yogurt. See it? So now I'm going to tuck into that for breakfast, refuel. And then we're gonna get some work done today. Because while I am a believer in a bare minimum Monday, you should just search that on social media, you'll see what I'm talking about. I also would like to just wrap up as much stuff as I possibly can today before the rest of this week, when my husband has a few days off of work and the kiddo's gonna have a few days off. We're gonna do all the things. So I'm honestly gonna see how much I can get done today. And I think I have a pretty good shot because I am on day 3 of my cycle. So for me, this is usually kind of my Cinderella moment where I start, I'm on the upswing. So I'm still in the menstrual phase, but I'm having more of that. I'm starting to shift more into that inner spring follicular energy. Really, it's all your follicular phase, but that's too complicated for me to explain right now. But if you track your cycle or you experience a period, you know that there's that energy shift. Hopefully that happens as your period starts to end. And that's where I'm at right now. So I'm hoping I can use some of this energy that I've accumulated over the weekend by just trying to take it easy and get some stuff done today so that we can enjoy some family time later in the week. So I'm gonna eat my breakfast, and I'm probably gonna start a new book while I do that, because if you saw at the end of the last vlog, I did finish A Study in Drowning. I loved it. I think I got that one from the library, but I'm considering purchasing it for myself. I think I would want to see if I could find like a special edition or a nice one. I really loved it. Like, would read it again. Would love to, like, wish I could go back and reread it for the first time. I really enjoyed it. I'm interested to read some of the author's other works because I didn't realize she had actual adult novels. This one was a YA, which is totally fine. Like, the story was good no matter what. But I'm just like, oh, well, now I really want to read some more of her more adult work. So that's now, on the list of things to do. But let me show you the 3 books that I think I will be kind of rotating between this week. So the first one that I've been waiting for, this one, and I really want to read it, is Against The Loveless World by Susan Abulawa. So here's the book. I know I'm trying to get better about my framing with these things, making sure you can see everything. So this is the book. It is about a woman who is sharing her life story from an Israeli solitary confinement cell. So yeah, this one will be intense. This one, it's gonna make me feel a lot of things and make me think a lot of things, but that's what we're going for. I don't know why other people read books. Sometimes, yes, I just want some like brain candy, but most of the time, like, I want a book that's going to make me think a little bit, even if it's like a complicated, like, intrigue political story. I understand that concept of just like reading to escape, but I don't know, sometimes to me that just feels a little boring. And that is my own personal opinion. That is not a judgment on anybody. This is why I tend to read books. But speaking of brain candy, one of the other books that I was kind of saving for this week was You Again by Kate Goldbeck. This one's more of like a romantic comedy sort of situation where these 2 people who meet and they immediately don't like each other, but they just so happen to be sleeping with the same person, and then they keep running into each other and stuff happens after that. I don't know what happens after that because I haven't read it, but I don't know, it just feels very Thanksgiving weeky. I don't know, just the cover, that's the vibe it's giving me, so I kind of saved it for this week. And then the third book that I would love to get to if I finish one of those other 2, or if I just, for whatever reason, my brain wants something different, the third book that I hope to get to this week is A Grandmother Begins the Story by Michelle Porter. A powerful, funny, and moving story told not just by 5 generations of Metis women, but also by the land, the bison that surround them, and 2 utterly captivating dogs. I think I also read that in the book haul that I just did, but that was, I mean, the cover art is beautiful, but that little blurb is what was like, yeah, I think I want to check this out. And it is written by an Indigenous author, which I love since it is Native American Heritage Month. To rotate between the 3 of them, I'm giving myself options because once I get into a book, I'm usually pretty into it and I don't want to stop until it's over, but sometimes I can take a little while to kind of like get going on a new book, but we'll see what happens. So that's what we're working with this week, since hopefully I will have a little bit of extra time on my hands. You know, still have to do the parenting thing, but she's getting older now, so there are a few more moments in the day where I can be like, let's just hang out and you do your thing and I'm gonna sit over here and read. I'm trying to set a good example, okay? Reading all the time, you can be a reader. Reading's great. I'm trying to set that example. But anyway, I'm going to go start Against the Loveless World, eat my breakfast, shower, and then get ready to sit down at my computer and get some work done, which is also a very exciting day because it's the first day I'll be hooking up this new to me laptop into my actual like work setup downstairs and seeing how the speed and processing handle my workload compared to my 6.5-year-old computer that I was working with last week. So for me, that's an exciting thing. I don't know how everybody feels about their work equipment, but for me, it is exciting. And we have to, you know, of course, write our correspondence to our elected officials. We need to do that too. That is on the to-do list for today. And if I can get those things done, man, like worked out, I had a hearty breakfast, used my voice, and got some work done. It's a pretty good Monday, if you ask me. Oh, all right. I need to go grab some slippers. My office is in the basement of our home, and it's a little chilly down there today. So I need to go find some shoes to put my piggies in. And I need to make some lunch. And by lunch, hi puppy. By lunch, I mean, I'm just gonna make like some sort of snack plate with the assorted leftovers that we have over yesterday, because I wanna keep getting some work done. I actually have a webinar, a masterclass. We're gonna call it a masterclass for fertility awareness instructors, but all about perimenopause, which I really wanted to do because one, I'm probably approaching that season of my life. And I know a lot of other people are as well. And it's just something that's talked about even less than periods and menstrual cycles in general, because your fertility and your hormonal health is still important then, even if you are approaching kind of the end of your reproductive years. Don't get me started on the importance we place on women only when they can make babies versus not. Like, anyway, unless you really want to talk about it. And if you do, come find me over at the agenda period. Just search the agenda period or the agenda, like the actual physical period, over on like a social media platform. You'll probably find us, because that's where I do most of that stuff now, over there. Anyway, I'm gonna go scratch my dog. That sounds weird. I'm gonna go snuggle my pup for a few minutes, and then I'm gonna get some food, and I'm gonna put myself back down at my computer. Keep working. My sweetie pup. Good morning. School drop-off is done. It's it's time to make a little breakfast. I'm going to warm up, still a little frozen, but I think I can get enough out. I'm going to warm up some bone broth to sip on to start. And then I'm going to make another one of those little crumbles like I did yesterday. I found the recipe on TikTok, so I will link it for you in case you want to make it as well. I highly recommend it. It does take a little while to bake, so you kind of have to think ahead, but it was really satisfying and, makes you feel good. It's got all those macronutrients that you need to get your body going in the morning. I didn't vlog that much yesterday. I know there was some, but you didn't really miss anything because the day went by in a blur, just a blur. I have no idea where the whole day went, and most of my afternoon was spent editing, which is not that exciting. So I don't know if today's going to be any more exciting, but I'll try to do a better job of taking you along. And I'll start with showing you how I follow that recipe to make the little breakfast crumble. I'm just getting after it today. I'm down on my desk, on my computer. I have to edit a podcast now. I just need to keep getting stuff done. My plan is to do a little bit of desk treadmill walking today, get the blood flowing a little bit, and then just keep trying to get as much stuff out of the way as possible so that hopefully by the end of today, I'm pretty much in the clear for the rest of the week, but we'll see. 'Tis the nature of very flexible remote work. Sometimes you just gotta, fit it in where you can, and because everybody else is also flexible, schedules don't always align, but this is not me complaining. I'm very grateful for the way that my company runs things. Very grateful. But yeah, gotta get to it. So hopefully I can fit my movement in, because you gotta love the desk treadmill, as I get this stuff done, and that will keep me feeling good today, because I definitely stayed up a little bit too late last night editing the first weekly vlog, which I'm pretty proud of for my first attempt. I guess all those years of making content on other platforms, the skills do extend to longer formats. So I like it. Hopefully you've watched it if you're watching this one. So we're gonna keep it moving this morning. All right, my brain hurts a little bit. I need to stretch my legs some more. I need to put some food in my belly. I meant to get lunch like an hour ago, but you know, sometimes you just get involved in a project or just, yeah, we'll call it a project, and you got to see it through. Namely, there was just some, in my line of work, some invoices and customer credits that all needed to be reconciled so that I could make the books work. I know, that sounds like not fun at all. But it is really satisfying when you figure it all out and you put all the puzzle pieces together. Yeah, so that's what I was working on. And then just depositing a lot of customer invoices. Yeah, and so now it's time to, hi, hello puppy. Yes, time to have some puppy snuggles. Yeah, we need a few minutes of puppy snuggles. And we're going to find some lunch. Yeah, I'm going to find some food. Thank you. Of course, but now I'm like so hungry that I need something fast. And I don't want to cook. I don't want to make anything. So wish me luck. Also, I fully wanted to record some stuff today. But the light and the weather are not cooperating. Huzzah. We had a little pupusa in the fridge that I was able to warm up, and just some leftover edamame. Easy peasy, and will make my belly happy. Wednesday, but it's a holiday week, so for the next couple of days my body's not really gonna know what day of the week it is because everybody's home today, which is nice. That doesn't happen very often, where we don't really have any plans. It's like not a weekend, so we don't feel like we have to cram anything in. So we've just been having a very slow morning, but we're all happy that it's no longer raining, because that's all it did yesterday. It was so gloomy. But I had my little mug of bone broth this morning. I did a little bit more reading. I'm up to about page 150 in Against the Loveless World. It's very compelling. That's what I'll say. It's a very compelling read. It is not the easiest to read, simply because there's just hard, the world is cruel events that happen, but there's of course lots of humanity and like the little things that happen in between, or the big things that happen in between, you know, kind of all of the hardships that occur. Yeah, so so far I can definitely recommend this. I'm, like I said, 150 pages in, and I'm looking forward to continuing to read this. But for now, I'm gonna go pop my little morning breakfast crumble in the oven, and I'm gonna do a quick workout while that bakes. I'm really loving that timing of things. It works out pretty well, and it's good motivation for me, because it's like I don't have to do a super long workout. I can just fit it in while I would have to be just kind of waiting for my breakfast to cook anyway. So that feels like a plan, and I don't really know what we're gonna get into today, but hopefully, I'm hoping to get another good chunk of this done. My family has left me. They decided to go off and do something fun for a little bit. I could have gone, but I don't often pass up an opportunity just to have some quiet time. The two of them are the extroverts of this household. I am not. I'm not like, it's not that I'm the introvert in the sense that my energy is not replenished from necessarily like going out and being amongst the people. My cup is usually there's a difference between my energy and like my, you know, the cup that we talk about, like, you know, fill your cup. Like it is often like soul, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's satisfying to go out and like see your friends or go to an activity. But I know we're going to be doing a bunch of stuff over the next couple days. And my husband offered, he's like, why don't you just hang out at home? It wasn't like I was really going to go participate anyway. I was just going to go there and hang out and sit around. So he's like, just hang out with the dog. So that's what I'm going to do. They're off having a little father-daughter adventure. I'm going to sit my butt down in what is usually my husband's kind of cozy corner. But that way I can spread out and put my little lap desk up, because I'm gonna get a few more work-related things done, and then I'm gonna read, and I'm gonna tuck into some leftovers from dinner that I made last night, which is really, we just repeated that same dish that I showed you in last week's vlog with the rice and the chicken and the vegetables and that curry sauce that I found at Costco, which my husband and I are both like, that it will be a repeat purchase. It's very satisfying. It's delicious, has like the right amount of heat. Yeah, so hopefully you weren't hungry. Me talking about it made me more hungry, so I'm excited to eat lunch. So yeah, I'm gonna plop my butt down on the couch, have a little cozy couch time. I'm probably gonna put YouTube on the television, and we're just gonna hang out.
because that just feels like the right move right now. Get a little work done, get some more of my book read, have some lunch, and, you know, watch some other vlogs, because that is one of my favorite things to do. We've decided tonight's the night to decorate the tree, right?
Yeah. No, I want this one. You can have the star. Let's see if this one.
Good morning. Happy holiday where we usually eat turkey.
this day is a weird one. I recognize it as a day that people celebrate things, but it's a weird one. It's a weird one. Anyway, my husband and I were talking about last night, like, there are other things we should probably call this day. I know many actually call it Native American, like, Day of Mourning, or Indigenous Day of Mourning, Truthsgiving, Turkey Day, all the things. You know, there's never a bad time to give thanks and be grateful for the things in your life, but let's not pretend that this day is some benign holiday celebrating, you know, that artificial, that legend at this point, the legend that was made up to try and cover up our colonial settler past. Anyway, that was really dark and heavy. Hopefully you didn't run away. But anyway, I hope that this day is whatever you want it to be. I'm all worked out and showered. I've had some breakfast. I'm gonna go get my coffee and enjoy at least the opening part of that parade that they do every year on this day, because I will take any opportunity to watch any sort of Broadway musical performance, and I really want to support the performers that are in this parade that some people are all up in arms about because of their identity. So I want to say, Macy's, no, it's okay. I like that you did that, and I'm going to watch it for you. I'm not going to boycott the parade for that. Again, this is a very complicated day. I went ahead and double checked. So I try to do this fairly often, but just make sure that the knowledge sits in my brain of whose tribal land I actually live on. And according to, I think it's called nativeland.ca, it's a website where you can type in like your zip code or where you live, and it will show you, based off of whatever data is available, what tribal nations call the land that you live on their own. And there wasn't actually an overlap on my address this year, which I feel like is a change, but the three that are closest to me are the Susquehannock, the Piscataway, and the Massawomack. So I just want to acknowledge that I know that I live on land that was taken, and I honor those people who still live here or lived here in the past. And I know in my household, we strive to understand that and make sure that history stops repeating itself. And yeah, so that's just like an easy thing you can do. And then maybe look up some ways to support the tribe or tribes on which, you know, you call home now. Because that's, you know, we can't change the past, but we can make the future better. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I'm going to go sit down. I'm going to watch at least the opening part of the parade, and then I'm in charge of the stuffing and the mashed potatoes today. So we're going to get to work on those, and then we're going to go to my parents' house and just hang out with the fam, watch some football, you know, the usual things. Don't stress too hard, you know, eat what you want to eat, enjoy, you know, be grateful that we are in the position that we're in, and yeah, I'll be sure to show you some scenes along the way.
And you know that
Day of leftovers has begun, which sometimes I think I'm more excited about the whole leftover situation than I am the actual like making of and eating it on the day of. But it was actually pretty good. It helps when, you know, the cooks know what they're doing. So basically it's just leftover heated up stuffing and some eggs. That's what we're starting with today. Definitely planning on doing a little pecan pie with my coffee, and there will definitely be leftover sandwiches consumed throughout the day. You know, by leftover sandwiches, I mean a sandwich bun with like turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, gravy, and cranberry sauce. That's what everybody does, right?
You said something menacing. We both left it. I fell into bed. There's something about these winter nights makes me wanna give it up. Waiting on the comfort. Hold it like we're frozen. Waking, the lights turn on, wishing that they stayed off. Our time away from everything is as bittersweet as the seasons changing. There's something about these winter nights makes me wanna give it up. Waiting on the comfort.
Good morning. Yes, I'm still in the same comfy clothes as yesterday. It was just one of those days. We didn't leave the house. We didn't do anything. We just hung out and played and watched movies, and it was cute and cozy. But now it is time to clean myself up because we are leaving the house today. We're going to go do something festive. We are going to take a little drive up to Hershey Park. It's an amusement park that's not too far away from where we live. And so even after the summer, we like to take advantage and go at least once in the fall, and once we get closer to Christmas, to take advantage of their Halloween and Christmas decorations and festivities and all the things. But it is not going to be very warm today, like at all. So gotta bundle up a little bit. I'm probably gonna bust out some of our like winter snowboarding snow gear, honestly, like the base layers, and do some layer. That seems like a good idea. But before I go and clean myself up and get dressed and all the things, I did want to share a little reading update because I did finish Against The Loveless World. And what did I say last time? It was an incredibly compelling book where it yeah, the subject matter is tough. The main character did not have an easy go of it, like at all. But even with that, you just want to keep reading to find out how things turn out for her. Just the story, despite all of these hardships and the sometimes cruel circumstances, there were so many examples of humanness and just of human resilience, and how despite horrible things that can be going on around you, this character and her people, her family, who are all Palestinian refugees or Palestinians in Gaza at some points in the book, they're still finding ways to be human. And it's the very human experiences that we all share, like births of new humans or weddings or funerals, or just reasons to gather for music, for dancing. It's all of those things that still keep humans going. Yeah, so if you are, still looking for books to help build your empathy and understanding for what is going on in Gaza and what has been happening to the Palestinian people all these years, like, it is another really wonderful story. Check your trigger warnings, because like I said, the subject matter is very tough at points. It is not a fairy tale by any means, but it was really beautifully written. That is a book that will sit with me for a long time, and I highly, highly recommend it. So now I have started A Grandmother Begins the Story, which is the story of 5 Indigenous women in the same family, and also some dogs and some bison. And so far I'm really liking it. It's very uniquely written, and it is multi-POV, and it does switch between those points of view very often throughout the book. But I'm very interested to see how it continues and how things unfold. Again, it's a very human story, so it's not all sunshine and rainbows sorts of stuff. But like I said, really, really uniquely written. Like, I don't think I have read anything written quite like this. And then I also picked up Legendborn the other day just to, get it started, because I really do want to read it before the end of the year. So I'm only I think the prologue into it and maybe a few pages after that, but I felt that urge to get it started. I don't know if You Again is going to happen, like I said at the beginning of the week. Might just have to wait for inspiration to come around again on that one, but you never know. You never know. So I'm gonna go splash some water on my face, put some sunscreen on, and start bundling up for the day.
And then auctioning off the mask for Native Americans.
We have some missions today. kiddo is having a Mia Papa Sunday, so she's off going to the movies and doing other fun things with them. So we are taking advantage of being on our own to go, do some shopping for things that we wouldn't want to do when our kiddo is around. So we're gonna hit some bookstores, we're gonna hit some other little small shops in our adorable little downtown, maybe grab a beer somewhere and cross some things off of the list. So we are home now. We ran all our errands, we made all our stops, we put a good dent in our Christmas gift giving list. And we got to go support a few of our favorite local businesses, which is the best way to shop. If you got to shop, small business, local business, like that's the way to go. So I just thought, I can't show you everything because some of the stuff is presents and kind of all tucked away back here, but I thought I would show you a little haul of the things that I picked up just for our house or myself. And I thought I would also show you what I got my husband for his birthday, which is actually tomorrow. It's nothing big, it's nothing crazy, but in case you also have a Stephen King loving, book loving reader for a spouse, they can show you the things that I picked up for him. So I'll start with that. This is not a Stephen King book because he already owns all of those, but got him Silver Nitrate by Sylvia Moreno Garcia, and I'm talking like this, so hopefully he can't hear what I'm saying, but this is the book. I've heard some things about this. I don't know if it was something he would necessarily pick up for himself, but I think that he will think that it's an interesting, good, entertaining, enthralling read. So, number one. Number two is The Man is a Fan of Fun Socks. And when I saw these, I couldn't resist. So hopefully this will focus well so that you can see. These are all covers of Stephen King books, but on socks. So pretty cool. Hopefully they're the right size. And I found these on Etsy.
And then the last thing is, again, it's Stephen King related, but Friends has always been kind of a connecting TV show for us. Our first dog was named Chandler. So when I saw this on Etsy, I was like, even if he doesn't like use it to drink out of, he can use it as like a bedside table corral or something like that. But I thought it was really cool. So it has like Pennywise and Carrie and Mr. King himself in the middle, and then some other characters who I know who they are, but because I'm being asked to recall them on the spot, I can't really recall. You know, that's how my brain works. But yeah, and they're all playing, I think it's a Ouija board, to be honest. But yeah, I thought it was silly, and it would be something that I think you would appreciate. So I need to wrap that up. And then the only other things that I will show you right now are, obviously, I went to the 2 bookstores. So obviously I got some other books. The first one is one that I had ordered, and it was waiting for me, so that's why I had to go to the bookstore. You know, it's nice to give yourself a reason to go to the bookstore, and that is Asiri and the Amaru. And then I picked up Let Us Descend by Jessamine Ward. I'd heard good things about this, and then I noticed that it was a signed copy, and I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and pick that up. And then I'm trying to look for some like fantasy reads that have like a definite winter vibe, and I already have a few on my shelves, but this one is one that has just continued to kind of pop up as something. Like the algorithms across multiple platforms have been trying to tell me that I might like this book. So I went ahead and picked up The Bear and the Nightingale, which is book 1 of the Winter Night trilogy by Catherine Arden. So I'm excited to dig into this one. Probably, I'm guessing next month, because I do have some lighthearted kind of wintry reads on my TBR, which I will share later. But I don't think I'm going to be able to wait. I feel like I'm in the mood to read this one pretty soon. And then I've really been craving some more like Christmassy tea. So I went ahead and I grabbed a ginger snap cookie, caffeine-free tea from the little tea shop. It's a specialty tea shop that's right next to our indie bookstore. And then another like home goods store sells this brand, Big Heart Tea, and they have this winter chai, which I just thought sounded lovely. So this one is black tea, so caffeinated. But yeah, I really have been craving not necessarily just straight ginger tea, but more of like a gingerbread feel. So this one is a ginger snap cookie, and then this one is, you know, like a winter chai. I'm trying to think of like ways I could probably incorporate these into tea lattes, or even maybe like use this as a base with some milk for like a hot chocolate would be really nice. And then the last thing that I will share that I snagged is this beautiful little candle. It has a lid, but because we have a fake Christmas tree, I really wanted to get a candle that had a powerful scent of, you know, like fir. And what is this one? I think this is a Fraser fir. Yeah, Fraser fir aromatic candle. So I really wanted to have something that I could burn when I was like craving that Christmas tree scent. Yeah, and this one will fit the bill, and it's lovely, and it could be something that could be refilled or reused in the future, which I prefer that in my candle containers. So that is it. And a final reading update for this particular vlog. I did not finish A Great Mother Begins the Story yet, but I'm about 160 pages in, and I am looking forward to finishing it. It is, again, it's not necessarily a light or lighthearted read, but I am enjoying it so far. I find the characters very human, and just like with Against the Loveless World, I feel very compelled to continue reading because I guess you could call them chapters, are incredibly short, and it shifts from POV between all of the chapters very rapidly, but it's never too much of a break between the situations that are happening, the characters that we're following, so that you like lose track of where you are kind of in their particular experience in this story, if that makes sense. So I will have a longer synopsis reading reaction for you later, probably whenever I do my November wrap-up. That's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna do a November wrap-up and I'll share more about that then. But otherwise, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you've had a lovely week, and I will see you next time.